You're listening to Moonhawk Studios Presents. All right, ladies and germs, welcome to another episode of Moonhawk Studios Presents. I'm your slightly subdued host, Mac Paladin. With me in the studio, as always, is my good friend Adam.
Hello.
We got Petty Fan kicking around here somewhere.
I didn't screw up this time.
Yeah, at least you got the right theme. Elemental Ogre is here.
Is that a bug? Death flare.
I need heals.
Quick, cast physic.
Yeah. The Golix is here.
I am.
All right. And completing our funny hat brigade, Twilight Winter.
Hey.
I don't know if that was him taking it personally or just waking up from a deep slumber.
Yes.
That is the correct answer. Yep. All right. Well, assuming that I don't collapse from fatigue, we have a great show for you planned tonight. Adam, why don't you take us off with the news? I don't even know what I just said there.
Oh, God.
Said word.
Something about the news being an airplane.
Yes.
Adam. Anyway, news. No real news on my end this week that isn't from like last week. Monitoring situations with family and all that shit.
Mm.
Dealing with show stuff. Have a thing to do on Tuesday. That's about it. So.
All right. Petty Fan. Regale us.
Well, I'm not looking forward to my knee surgery that I need to have done, but...
I have some advice for you.
Oh.
Invest in a tablet.
I have one.
Okay, good.
It's kind of crappy because it's like 4 years old, but I have one.
You should get a better one. They're like $50.
I think mine's actually better than a $50 tablet.
All right.
Let's see. Outside of that, been doing stuff for Fragments. My 25th birthday is this Sunday, so woo.
Oh God, I'm so old.
You're a baby.
Yeah, I'm the youngest on the crew, aren't I?
So young.
We haven't decided if we're doing anything yet, but it should be, whatever we do decide on doing, if anything, it should be done before the Fragments review, so it shouldn't affect that.
All right.
And just kind of living and not going insane.
There you go. Wait a minute. This is like that meme that's going around Facebook. It's like, all right, there's 10 items here, and one of them is a lie.
Guess which one's the lie.
Right. Oh, man. All right, Golix, what have you got cooking?
Well, work is still adjusting to a new supervisor situation that I'm still not entirely sure about everything behind, and I'm trying to get that worked out, but the new duties, at least, I seem to understand, and even though it's less money, it's nice to have an extra hour every day to do other stuff. Video game-wise, I've been playing Shovel Knight a lot today and yesterday, since it finally came out on the 3DS. I like Spectre of Torment a lot. And I've still been playing Breath of the Wild when I can, although I've slowed down a little bit because I'm getting near the end and I kind of don't want it to end, you know? Although I know there's Korok seed hunting for days, but I only have, like, 12, 16 shrines left and only one Divine Beast left to do, so... I don't know.
All right.
But then you can
So
get the
that's a-
Switch version and do it all again.
Well, I am planning on getting the Switch version and doing it all again, but Switch games are freaking expensive, and I'm not made out of money right now. I
I've
finally
noticed that.
got a couple of games for my Switch. I got Puyo Puyo Tetris because I heard good things about that, and I got Monster Boy in the Dragon Lair, or Wonder Boy in the Dragon's Trap, whichever one it is.
That's a ringing endorsement right there.
No, it's just there are two games that are both based. It's Wonder Boy the Dragon's something Trap, I think.
I'm kind of curious to. I'm kind of excited for Xenoblade 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, I want that, but that's a ways out still.
I still need to. I haven't even unboxed Xenoblade Chronicles, just so y'all know. Jamie's, shall we say, abrupt departure sort of stymied my gaming efforts.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one was good, although I didn't finish it. But I am looking forward. I'm looking forward to a lot of games on the Switch. It's just I want some of the ones I want aren't out yet, and some of the ones that are out yet I can't afford yet. Because I kind of want to get Shovel Knight on the Switch anyway, just on principle, even though I already have it.
Mm.
Because I want to, support Yacht Club games. But I Am Setsuna is ridiculously expensive, and there were a couple other ones that I really wanted to get, and then they're like $40, and I don't really have that many discretionary sets of $40 right now.
Discretionary sets of $40. Well, look at it this way: at least you're not spending $40 a week on meth.
Right. And I am.
Might as well.
I'm planning on building my library gradually, and/or whenever I get my tax returns back or my tax refund.
Yeah.
For those of you new listeners who don't get the joke, I've heard it many times on TV that meth users live $40 at a time.
I'd actually never heard that.
Yeah. So anyway, your crass humor explained here at MSP.
Someone has to.
Right.
Oh,
that's
Breaking
about all
Bad
I
was
got.
about meth. Okay.
Why do I not have a sound thing set up? I would have an applause.
Speaking of your tablet, there's a free app that is a soundboard. I have it on both my iPhone and my iPad, which has an applause button.
Yeah, but then I'd have to find some way to stream it into my computer or hold my tablet up to my face. So I wear a headset mic.
There are so many comments I could unpack there.
Yes. I like the tablet.
Yep. All right, let's get
Tastes
to Ogre
like
before
sweat
the
and
audience gets...
regret.
Yeah, right now the audience is listening. Let's get to Ogre before the audience becomes bored.
Let's see. Recordings are going fine. I think we're over the bad parts of the game, though. We still got a couple more stars to go, and I really don't know if anything gets worse than the Violet Passage. That one was kind of a kick in the teeth. Har har. Let me see. I got a new pair of glasses because I got a new prescription. So I'm slowly adjusting to that, and it kind of a little tiring on the eyes, and it's kind of making me tired to stay. And I'm finally, about 30,000 patches too late, catching up on all the raids and everything.
Woo.
At some point, I might actually do the current Extreme Primal set.
Blasphemy.
But, yeah, well, it's one step at a time, so...
Right.
But, let me see. Other than that, not much happening. So, that's it for me.
All right. Twilight. Talk to me, buddy.
Not really much going on here this past week. The new cat we had decided to move on somewhere else. Keep in mind it was Stray. Yeah, he just vanished one day and we haven't seen him since. Besides that, just been playing games, and that's about it.
I can't seem to lose my cats if I tried. They're both right here, right now. One's in the little cat bed under the chair, and the other one's laying on my feet.
Yeah, this one with the outdoor cat. We've always kept our pets outdoors since my mother isn't very fond of having pets in the house.
I couldn't get rid of this cat if I tried. She'll follow me into the bathroom if she hasn't seen me long enough.
My cats will follow me into the bathroom multiple times a day. They're just weird like that. They used to watch...
She gets pouty when I have to clean my bed sheets and everything, because she likes laying up on my bed. And I got a little blanket she likes to lay on personally. And when I have to clean that, she's kind of all pouty to me about it. It's like, where's my blanket? It's like, I'm cleaning it because you shed on it everywhere.
Oh man, yeah, Pumpkin's in the little bed. So the cats. Okay, so here's the story on these cats. Pumpkin, the tabby, is the little one, and she likes to fight with Doodles for this one gray and green plush cat bed that is under the chair right here. Doodles used to like sitting on the boxes above my head here in the little studio. Okay. I went and bought a second cat bed. Now this one, the pattern on it is like green stripes on the bottom and red plaid plush on the interior. The instant I put that up here, Doodles will no longer go to the crow's nest. Like, she'll jump up there and sit on the box that has no padding on it whatsoever and stare at me. But she will not sit in the cat bed in her favorite spot anymore. And also, those of you who thought that, oh, the kitty's laying on your feet, it's so cute. It's 85 fucking degrees in my apartment right now because I'm broke and I can't run the air conditioner at full blast. So a 101 degree cat laying on my feet is not exactly comforting. But I do what I must to keep my feline companions happy here, because otherwise they shit on stuff and you don't want that. All right, so exciting things going on in the studio. A few things, trying to get some additional guests lined up, and since crunch time is coming, you know, I'm really putting the screws to Petty Fan here because he's going to be out for a while, and we really only have one show officially scheduled. So I want to have some prep time for all this, so I'm going to start trying to acquire actor friends from Facebook, recent acquisitions from the various projects that we've been working on. The two most notable of which are that I will be approaching Richard Epcar and Kira Buckland to appear on the program, since I am trying to get both of them to do work for me. So we're trying to get some pretty big celebrity heat here on the show. The writer's strike, I did mention that to the guys in the pre-show, is not going to impact this show one way or the other. If you think that we write this, then I'm sorry.
Why would you think that?
Yeah, I'm sorry to disabuse you of that notion, but this show is completely off the cuff. Like, I think on the walk over from work, I was like, oh shit, I got to come up with a topic for the show tonight. Something along those lines in that thought process. Speaking of getting older, I was over at Potbelly Subs for dinner after work, and then I was like, oh God, I got to get home and prepare for the show. So I jaywalked across the street, and I'm trying to run, and I swear to God, I nearly blew out my damn knee trying to get to the median. I'm like, I didn't used to have these problems. I just don't know what's going on. Lately, I've been somewhat obsessively listening to the musical stylings of a gentleman who goes by String Player Gamer on YouTube. He has an extensive music library of video game covers done in orchestral fashion, centered on in most cases, either his classical guitar playing, his electric guitar playing, or his electric violin playing, all of which is top notch. I mean, this guy's got like 20 plus years of experience in music, and I'm finding out that he plays different things every day. He does this thing called the Mini Mario Orchestra, where it's basically him playing like 20 different instruments, and he records each one individually and then weaves them together, kind of the way you guys remember Smooth McGroove when we had him on the show. He does his a cappella work.
I told her that.
Yeah, he does lots of different channels of himself doing a cappella.
Yep.
66.
Did we have a co-host departure here?
No.
Interesting.
I heard someone's voice in the background. Sorry, I've been muting my mic because I have popcorn.
Okay. Well, so as you can see, definitely pursuing a lot of different angles. We also want to, aim upward as well, and get even more popular YouTubers on the program. There's a sort of mandate to get the great white shark, to get the great white whale of Jenna Marbles on the program. She's got like 17 million subscribers on YouTube, and her stuff is hilarious. I mean, just sort of stream of consciousness randomness, and that's what's so endearing about it, This harkens back to a lovelier, friendlier time on YouTube. When people just posting random shit about themselves was somehow entertainment. So I'm trying to get her on the program. A lot of different things, Oh, my second favorite topic, and no, Ogre, it's not Donald Trump.
Why do you think I was going to start it?
Call it a hunch.
Yeah, we do have a mild track record here.
Mild?
Uh-huh. I'll be nice about it.
Understating it is not being nice.
I'm in a relatively good mood today, all right? So oh god, I had some epic rants with Keith yesterday, but we won't get into that right now.
Stay on target.
Yeah, the movie. That's my second favorite topic on this program, aside from the program itself, is how that's going along. Act 1 is actually moving along quite well. We've increased our team size by 1. Nathan Bonner of Indavo had joined us a few weeks ago, and now that we've got everybody's con schedules settled out, Keith was out for 1, Alex was out for a game con, and then Nathan was out last weekend for 1. And since coming back on Monday, he's been moving with absolute breakneck speed. So we went from just having comic panels with cool particle effects and heat physics to actually animating quite a bit of my original artwork. And this is way farther than I intended for this to go, so I'm just kind of rolling with it at this point. I've upgraded my role to director, because artistically it's about all I can do right now, aside from refurbishing some of the art assets. I know I'm not versed enough in Anime Studio or After Effects to do anything other than, as they say in the business, watch the dailies and make commentary. So it's been very fascinating. It's been a very interesting learning process directing an animated feature, because I'm moving between 2 different production teams who are focusing on very different things. We had a character sequence, but it was largely a crowd that didn't have a ton of animation in it for scene 1. And scene 3 is almost entirely space visual effects. And Keith has done nothing short of miracle work this whole, everything with the space station and the Krautic battle cruisers and all of that stuff, creating brand new space warp effects. Every single hand-drawn or Photoshop rendered planet has been replaced with a 3D object in After Effects. So the production value of this film, considering the embarrassingly low budget, I've seen motion comics before. This is a step above for the most part. And you know, like I said, a lot of this stuff, like Nathan Bonner for his part, Nathan and Alex are focusing on scene 2 of Act 1, and that has a lot of direct character interaction. So you have a few talking head sequences, and then you have some really visceral one-on-one action. And the stuff that he's been doing with it, turning it into full animations, has been nothing short of amazing. As a matter of fact, Patty, I'm going to throw an MP4 into the chat, and you can go ahead and post that.
Post that or play that?
Play that for the. Ooh, he just put another scene up.
All right, I will need a few moments to set that up, but I can do that.
Yep, I'm sending it right now through the chat in a few minutes while you get that in order. But there's no sound. It's just the visuals. But
Right.
this will be a little sneak peek of the interaction between Lord Gardu and the disgraced Vice Admiral Coulson. So I'll give you a little scene set up there. In the comic, Coulson doesn't like what Gardu has to say and wheels on him with rage and murder in his eyes. So it's a pretty nifty scene. So just let me know when you're ready there, guy.
All right.
Also, for me, there's a little bit of a delay on the stream, so.
Yeah.
Doo.
Sorry, this takes a little while. This is why we usually have the stuff set up beforehand.
You know, I had contemplated not doing this. And then I was like, you know what? We're on a visual medium now. Why the hell do we have to constrain ourselves or why do we have to conform to the constraints of podcasting? We're on YouTube. Huh?
We already do that on Fragments.
Yeah,
There it comes.
I'm just cropping it. All right.
All
I
right, so
assume you're ready, so you want me to play it?
Yeah, go for it. I think it pans a little bit, so.
Yeah. It's panning
Give us-
slightly, yeah.
Give it some room to breathe. It starts out still, and then there's movement.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's pretty rad. Don't you point those filthy sausages at me! Sorry, I hit a Shrek moment there.
Only
pretty
you,
rad, huh?
Mac. Yeah, it looks interesting.
Yeah. I mean, considering the fact that, you know, I never really anticipated that my art would be used for full animations, this is pretty damned impressive. And if we didn't have artists the caliber of both Keith and Nathan Bonner on this team, I don't think it would be nearly as polished. So I just want to give a little shout out to my boys.
Word, rep from your peeps.
Exactly.
And I
So-
hear the torches and pitchforks being lit up now. Oh, I'm funny.
But looks aren't everything.
Yeah, there we go.
All right, that's all the sass I'm going to give you on that one. So
yeah, but
we're
probably
really-
not for the night.
You know, I can't guarantee that. You know, you could always say something else.
You know it's going to happen.
You say it like it's inevitable.
Is it not?
Mm. All right. Trying to think now.
I've derailed him.
Yeah.
The victory is mine.
Well, no, it's just with the writer's strike, I have literally about 7 days to finish off the scripts for all of the stuff that I'm going to be doing. I suppose I could fly my webcomics under the radar since nobody's actually watching me right now. It's like there's nobody here to slather on a layer of guilt and peanut butter.
It's okay. You'll always be shamed in my eyes, Mac.
I'm still not entirely sure what Writers Guild strikes are usually about.
Well, in this particular case, it is once again about royalties from digital media. Because that has expanded so much since the last strike a decade ago. So they're trying to get. They're basically shooting for the moon this time. They're trying to get not only better royalties for people because they're still kind of paltry. It's kind of, I think it kind of dovetails a little bit from the voice actor strike, the video game voice actor strike, and a few other things that have happened. But they're still not getting. They basically got a pittance concession last time, and they kind of, they've been trying to improve upon that, get retirement benefits and healthcare and health savings account contributions. There's a lot that goes into it because the problem with writers and actors and people in this industry is that you're not employed in the same place forever, and you're usually cruising from job to job. So a lot of the benefits of having traditional employment are lost on this industry.
I hadn't really thought about that, but that does make sense.
Yeah. So they're trying to fight for contributions to basically, the twilight years for a lot of these people, and get better digital distribution rights because, they're getting mere pennies, and they're exploiting the producers and production companies are exploiting the artists indefinitely, basically, with little to no compensation. So it's the age-old story, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, to a certain degree, I have to do it myself. I unfortunately, I have to straddle both sides of this fence because I wear all the hats. I am the studio. I am the director. I am the producer. I am the writer.
You are the boat, you are the sea. I sail in you, you sail in me.
I'm also an actor. So I have to.
I wouldn't go that far.
Listen,
shit!
Listen, guys, I've convinced you for 8 years that I'm a podcaster. So trust me.
Fair enough. I hadn't considered that.
And I also pretend to like you guys.
Everyone does that.
I should get a fucking Oscar for that alone.
I've convinced you guys that I'm a reasonable human being. Boy, are you guys gullible.
No, we were just humoring you.
Figured.
The tapes will be released to the media soon.
As in, as soon as we're done recording this podcast.
Yeah.
Oh God! Everything we're saying is live on the air right now.
What's that? Delete everything? Leave no witnesses?
Deleted.
Okay, President Nixon.
Del-teated? Del Taco?
I'd say President Trump, but he's not smart enough to turn the hot mic off.
Oh, fuck.
Besides, I don't use that word with
Either that or he thinks that this is some. I'm going to use a Bushism right here. Either that or he thinks that his, bombastic, nonsensical word salad that he barfs out onto the media on a regular basis is some kind of strategery.
He used super duper earlier, and I think that's grounds enough to be
For
just,
impeachment?
thrown out of office.
For impeachment?
Not even that. We just skip straight to thrown out of office.
Just have him.
If I ever hear a
have him-
politician go super duper again, I think I just have to stand up in the middle of the room, go up and punch them until there's just a bloody mess left.
Okay.
Those are
Ogre
my
just got
folks that keep this shit professional, all right? This is how you get stupid shit.
And Ogre's now on a watch list.
I was just
Congratulations.
gonna
A watch list?
They've run out of lists to put Ogre on. They're like, we put him on the Home and Garden channel list at this point. That's okay. I'm about to say something that's going to get us all put on the list too. It's like so basically drawn and quartered on the White House lawn, right? Just
I was
skip.
going for a gallows in the street. Whatever works for you.
I don't know. Drawing and quartering is pretty nasty. I mean, first you get your limbs ripped off.
Then you
that-
bleed to death.
I know how that
So
works,
still-
and then they usually take the body parts and slap them onto pikes and just go like, "Hey, don't fuck up anymore, guys." Got
If
it? Huh?
And if I understand the context of the cutaways in Braveheart correctly, I believe they cut off your genitals first. So
So at that
Rad.
point, you basically hope you pass out from the pain.
well, I
Yeah,
was thinking more.
Drawing and
Trump's-
quartering is a pretty strong don't be that guy sentence.
Yeah, well, I was going to make a crude joke and say that, of course, in Trump's case, they wouldn't have to cut them off; they'd have trouble finding them.
Oh,
Get the teasers.
shit.
Only if they're gold-plated, Ogre.
No,
as-
he gets
Or as they
copper.
say, no, or as they say, gilded for the gelding.
Ha!
So did you hear the latest shit that this moron is proposing this week?
Another trip to
within like the
Mar-a-Lago?
last hour, or
No, I was asking seriously. I have no idea.
I'm
I
asking seriously.
am so numb to the concept of the death of intellect in this country that I'm not even sure if I have enough outrage left in me to just pick out one thing to be mad about anymore.
Yeah, I mostly stopped watching the news because I just couldn't take it.
Hey Adam, how's it going in Florida there? Are you getting bombarded incessantly on every radio station with AARP ads against basically every Republican ever?
I haven't noticed.
Okay.
I don't listen to it on a radio or television.
The hell's a radio?
We have
He says,
so
fully understanding the concept of radio waves.
yeah. I mean, technically, we're kind of sort of on the radio right now.
The important thing is it's something old people listen to.
Dead air, dead air.
Yeah. Well, that's why AARP is buying up every single ad spot on every single radio station in Arizona right now. And I'm sure it's
just
going
to
on.
say, if you're old, don't vote for the people who want you to just die.
Yeah. The solution to our elderly problem is to get rid of the elderly.
The
Yes.
solution to our elderly problem is our new product, Soylent Green. Don't think about it too much.
Also, Nazis.
Also,
That seems like.
Also Marvel.
Oh, God.
We're going into this,
Oh.
aren't we?
All right, guys. Lube up and get your rubbers on because we're going to dive balls deep into this one. I can't even begin to get. I can't even. You know what, Adam? Why don't you go ahead and take over the Secret Empire thing because I'm about to go off on a rant that will never end.
You already know my feelings, and it kind of just evolves into who the fuck wrote this. The same guy who did the one expansion for Final Fantasy XI. Because
Obviously,
both of them need dick punches really hard.
obviously, it's being written by zombie Goebbels.
You'd think.
Turns out it's Mephisto. Damn it! That son of a
always
bitch won't leave Linkara alone.
It's always Satan.
Anyway,
Adam, why don't you bring everybody up to speed who may or may not know who's in the listening audience? What's going?
Didn't we talk about this like last?
I don't think we did. I think we got derailed on something else.
I think it briefly came up, but we didn't fully cover it.
I brought up the Quran verses thing, but I didn't bring I hadn't read the Secret Empire shit until Friday, so we didn't really talk about it here.
So yeah, where to start with this?
So Captain America was a Nazi because the Nazis always actually won World War II, and the Allies had to use a cosmic cube to rewrite reality so that they could win.
Okay,
and Nazi Captain America is still qualified to use Mjolnir.
Thanks, Adam. Anyway, Gollux, you want to finish the explanation?
Yeah. Except that apparently Hydra are not Nazis anymore, because shut up.
Yes.
No, seriously, that's.
I know. I saw the cutout. Go on.
Yeah, and well, the latest twist is, Nazi Captain Marvel, Captain America, sorry, has Thor's hammer, Mjolnir. And
that thing you're not supposed to be able to pick up unless you're like the most worthy person.
Which I think says a lot more about the Asgardians than Captain America here, but
Yeah.
They're a little on the how to say this politely. They're a little on the fuck side of things.
Yeah. And
Somebody having audio issues?
yeah. So
who's got the lawnmower in their room?
Is that my fan blowing or something? I don't know. It's all the way on the other side of the room.
I don't know if it's a fan or a loose connection, but
how about now?
It seems to have stopped.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna put my preamp up on the microphone stand so we don't have this problem anymore. Proceed, please.
So why is this a problem?
A lot of reasons.
Alphabetically or chronologically?
Let's go. Like, chronologically is actually a good starting point because Captain America, not only being a World War II symbol, was created by two Jewish guys.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they'd like to know
This is a pretty common thing for old comic book characters.
Wasn't there an issue where he punched the shit out of Hitler?
You mean
that was the first fucking issue?
Ah,
right.
The very cover of
Not only that, but these characters were specifically written by Jewish immigrants, several of whom were they either were refugees from Nazi Germany or, in the later years, actual Holocaust survivors.
Yep.
So this is a big fucking deal. The idea that any of these people, aside from Stan Lee, who acts like he's in on some big joke that they're about to reveal, har har, because Nazis are hilarious.
Well, and that's another thing. Even if this is all just like yanking the reader around because it's actually stuff that is unreliable narrator and something's messing with Captain America's head or whatever, it's still not cool to do it that way.
Right. To even suggest that it could be the thing is an affront to the very people who created them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so the other problem is, well, real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of one of those very ill-timed moments, kind of like the Archer ISIS thing.
Yeah,
except
it's kind of
on a grander scale in some ways.
Yeah, quick rebranding fixed this. This is, oh hey, well, and this is off the the whole that one idiot, the vice president, I think, saying that the diversity initiative wasn't selling. And
he actively stated that it was harming the brand.
yeah, and then he's been doubling down on the whole fucking Nazi thing. Like, yeah, and it's not just the alt-right, and the rise of that. It's the fact that anti-Semitism and Jewish attacks have risen this year, and the whole Mjolnir thing, Norse mythology. Guess who co-opted that shit? That wasn't Marvel. Oh, right.
I'm going to guess the people that like to use the word Aryan and use that proudly for some reason.
Yep. It's like...
I'm starting to think St. Nicholas should have popped him harder.
Yeah.
And if you get that reference, fucking good on you.
Your cookie's in the mail.
I was going to say, as we were getting started into this part of it, that to call this whole situation opportunistic douchebaggery would be, I don't know, I think it would be a grave insult and slap in the face to opportunistic douchebags. Because if that's
that
why
would include Trump, so
the problem is that it would require us to rewind and erase a lot of bad history at Marvel to actually say that this was a strategic plan based on seeing which way the political winds were blowing.
if this is their response, I'm pretty sure DC won.
Yeah. I feel bad now because I look forward to the Marvel Cinematic Universe films because for whatever reason, the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't seem to be as tone deaf.
Well, that's because they're run by different people.
Right.
No, that's the difference.
I get it. Yeah.
So,
it just feels bad to enjoy these films based off of source material that is being twisted and distorted so badly.
Well, and even the films aren't perfect. There have been people noticing, not too many films based on the female characters. The Black Panther movie is finally happening.
Right.
Yeah, they had
Anyway.
like 12 films, starring white guys. Fuck, DC beat them to the punch on this one.
Mm-hmm. And some, like the Guardians of the Galaxy movie, cut out like lesbians from the team, in spite of being the team from a period when Moondragon and I think Phyla-Vell were on it. So whatever. I'm just saying they're not perfect either.
Yeah, it's still going to be what, a year and a half or 2 years before we see the Ms. Marvel and Captain Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
Is that Captain Marvel, or Captain Marvel Shazam?
Captain Marvel, and it's actually Captain Marvel, the one who was for like most of comics history, Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, who is now Captain Marvel in the comics, and kind of deserves it because she was an Air Force captain before she was a superhero, I think.
Well, and she's a prominent member of Nova Corps, so.
Mm-hmm.
I just, I hope that with the realignment they choose to use the more ethnically diverse casting choices for these movies, because although we have dates for them sort of tentatively, there's really no word on final casting as far as I know.
Mm.
So I hope that they choose to go with what the assholes in the comic book readership would refer to as subversive casting choices. I would really like to see that. It was I was personally really glad to see Zoe Saldana cast as Gamora, even though she's becoming kind of the female Denzel Washington now. You know, you need a black man, you call Denzel. If you need a black woman, you call Zoe. But we're getting there. You know, it's a step in the right direction that we're actually considering these kinds of things. I'm giving space to breathe. Let the subject soak in there.
Soaking.
I was just curious if somebody fell asleep. It sounds like I hear snoring.
I think that might be Twilight.
No, I'm still awake.
I've been trying to keep the mic muted while I'm eating.
So am
Eddie
I.
Fan may have fallen asleep then.
Not yet.
No,
Okay,
He's still alive.
yeah.
No, I definitely heard snoring. Somebody fell asleep here.
Unless that was Mac trying to clear his throat.
I mean, it could have been. I don't think I was.
Anyway,
I'm gonna play the senility card.
my insanity aside, continue.
I so many thoughts and feelings on this. Speaking of diversity, it might be a good time since we're getting into that fourth quarter of the show here to mention that Friday, Adam Ogre and I will be interviewing a new cast member for the show.
It's weird that I'm included in this, but I guess I'm a producer or something.
Yeah, we elevated you and just didn't tell you in the memo.
And you said the rest of us are allowed to be there, or
I would welcome your input, but please don't run her off.
I'll wait till the first show
I
then.
would never do that on purpose, and I would do my best to not do it by accident.
I'm very excited about this. The person we'll be interviewing, she's we'll just say because it's not polite to blast a lady's age over the air. She's mid-30s, and she has a lot of experience in major market radio. And she's also ethnically Pakistani.
Nifty.
Yeah. But she doesn't sound anything like it on the air. She has a very radio neutral voice, which is kind of interesting.
So what you're saying is she speaks well.
No, I wouldn't say that. I'm going to just say.
Hold on, let me get that whistle out.
No. It's more like it's a little unnerving how generic it is.
I was about to say, you fall asleep or something?
You fall asleep mid-explanation?
I had to carefully consider what I was going to say there because I felt the quicksand growing around my ankles there.
Dig a hole, dig a hole, dig a hole.
Well, I made a joke on Facebook.
Well, I already dug the hole for him. I was trying to hand him the shovel, but he didn't go for it.
Every once in a while I have these moments of astuteness. No, but the simple fact of the matter was that I admitted to the public at large on Facebook. I said, we were sitting here talking about these issues of diversity and conformity and stuff, and I said, I was a little self-conscious of the fact that we're 6 white dudes talking on air about diversity.
A regular CNN poll.
Oh,
Pretty much.
Yeah, we're basically a Republican subcommittee on women's health. Here.
I thank you for articulating it that way, but that's how I was starting to feel. I was like, God, should we, are we really being good allies here? Are we really the best to be talking about this?
No, but
my goal in hiring this new person is being able to add perspective to our programming. Somebody from a different walk of life, somebody who has different experiences than us, because we're basically six guys who are steeped in video games and entertainment references and
a shitload
Nerds.
and nerd culture, basically. Yeah. So I want to get somebody who has a different voice, both literally and figuratively.
Oh, so it's not going to be me and the Golok situation anymore.
I want to feel like this is probably assuaging my white guilt or something, but I'm trying to.
Well, it's better than not doing that.
Yeah. Well, before when we were somewhat obscure, it was no big deal. We had women on the show all the time.
Yeah.
Until we ran them off.
Looking at you, Mike.
If you mean me, well, that's actually a distinct possibility. I accept the fact that I may possibly have a toxic personality.
May?
Stop it.
No.
So.
Still not sure why Jamie Squared vanished into the night.
Who?
The other, Jamie, what's her name? The webcomic Pikatrix?
Right. Well, I don't know. We spent 4 hours that night throwing Mike under the bus.
Yeah.
And we did that 3 weeks. And we did that 3 weeks in a row.
Ah.
Well, I mean, that's because he was a truly terrible, pretty much everything.
Still, it's not exactly setting the best human resources precedent.
Yeah, and
this was a different time. It's like,
the fact
anytime
that
we allowed him on air.
Yeah, I brought him on up late with Mace, and he turned it basically into a soapbox for the alt-right and Gamergate, all the while professing to be a liberal. I mean, I'm just like, look, everybody on this show can produce their liberal credentials, sir, and everybody on this show unanimously feels that you're being a douchebag. It's like, look, I've appreciated your friendship over the years. And I've appreciated your contributions to my causes. And I realize that you firmly believe that the things that you say are intended to help someone in some way, shape, or form. But you are firmly entrenched in the fuckery category, and you need to fuck off with that attitude.
I get the feeling you weren't exactly happy with him.
Well, Ogre, just be grateful you never had to share airspace with him.
I kind of tried to went out of my way to avoid that, specifically.
Yeah. I'm at a loss for what to say at this point.
So apparently the
So,
FCC
you know, like at the penis.
I was
That
gonna
was
say,
not what I will never stop saying that was not what I was going for, and yet that's what it happened. And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, sometimes you gotta just go with the flow, man. You know what I mean, man?
word, bro.
See, that was a baiting statement right there, and I'm not going to even if you didn't intend it to be such.
I was baiting you?
That's why there was a long Ogre.
Well,
You are the masturbator.
Oh,
My fisher is Max, so
It just whether you intended it as such or not. That's why I caught my breath for so long.
I guess I keep you on your toes.
Yeah. Well, that's why you're still around, because it keeps it interesting. That's for sure.
I grab your back and put you in the camo clutch and break it. Keep you humble.
Oh
Now
my.
now we're doing Russian accents.
It's the Iron Sheik.
Oh. Is that a wrestling reference?
Yes, it's a wrestling reference.
I'm sorry, I don't
Put you in
understand
a camel clutch and break your back and make you humble.
I don't understand you.
See, I think wrestling is just sort of inherently obscene. Like, there's no way to talk about it without feeling a little bit weird unless you're really, really used to it.
Especially since that particular character is kind of right up the alley of what we were talking about today.
Yeah, he's the Iron Sheik that came out in the 80s. I wonder why he did that.
Mm-hmm.
Not as bad as the lawnmower Mexican team from the mid 2000s. I still hate that video. Still haunts me every time I think about that. Just
Oh.
I know wrestling has some weird standards, but they need to up it at some point.
Yeah, the Mexicools. That was a thing that happened.
I'm sorry, what?
They were a tag team that came out because the immigration debate was pretty big during the Bush era, and they were a tag team of Mexican guys, and one of their entrances was coming out driving John Deere riding mowers.
Wow.
What?
And they came out looking like day laborers, and I kind of swear to God that I wish I didn't know what that was about.
Speaking of John Deere, actually, have you heard the thing that they're up to lately?
Yes.
If it changes the subject.
The thing is, John Deere tractors apparently have significant amounts of proprietary software in them.
Yes,
so they have their position is basically that no one who has one of their tractors actually owns it, and any attempt to like repair it or service it on your own is a DMCA violation. So a bunch of people
are they going to start?
Together, them and a bunch of other companies are working to basically make it so that if you own something that has software in it, such as, a car with a dashboard computer or anything like that, you don't actually own it, and you're at the mercy of the company regarding how you use it.
So are they going to give you free technician work now, or is this just a...
Of course not. So... That would be un-American, Ogre.
Yeah, so are you sure? Because a lot of this sounds un-American, but yet somehow American.
I could say I'm going to throw a bunch of buzzwords out of
Gentlemen,
this.
Shall we vote on the issue of the poor? Fuck the poor. All right, just making sure.
I'm just going to throw out a bunch of buzzwords that sound very American: liberty, free market, capitalism, America.
Not America, America.
America.
Get it right.
Second Amendment.
Fuck the First Amendment.
Hashtag MAGA.
There we go.
I was wondering how long it'll be before car companies start doing that.
Hashtag denial.
I believe that most of the car companies are on this with them, although I think who is it? Tesla isn't.
Well, for obvious
no
reasons.
Shit, Tesla wouldn't be in on it. If Tesla was in on it, I'm pretty sure it'd be a revolt.
Armed revolt.
A car revolt.
Revolt.
God damn it.
Because electric. Anyway.
Don't they literally have a product called the Volt?
No,
that's
Chevy.
Chevy Volt, yeah. By the way, it's a shit car, just so you know. The owner of my store has one. And it was having major...
He lives 10 minutes away from the store. It takes him 2 hours to get here.
Well, you can basically only go 36 miles on a charge before it switches to the gas motor.
which is not usually what you want in an electric car.
Correct.
I mean, it could be worse. It could not have a gas motor.
36 miles on a full charge. That's some shit right there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, why not just make it a fucking hybrid at that point? At least then you get better gas mileage. But what happens is it runs completely electric for 36 miles. Then the electricity shuts off and it runs exclusively on gas.
Yeah, because that's smart.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb. On the scale of dumb things, that is one.
A1 or just one of them?
On a scale from 1 to Japan, this is Mars.
Anyway,
Wait, I thought Mars was below Japan.
No, Mars is vastly more distant. I'm talking geographically.
Oh, okay. I was just thinking weirdness.
Doodles, you've got crusties in your eyes. I need to fix this. Especially if you're going to be.
Alright,
I
guys,
believe those
podcast
aren't
over.
really harmful, but they're annoying.
What? Cat eye crusties?
Yeah.
Okay.
Either
Anyway, tune in next week. And if all goes well, we will have a new co-host, a new voice, and a new perspective on this program. So that way, it's not the dude bro hour.
Dude, bro.
Dude, Rob, what about the state of our union, man?
Oh boy. No, I'm just hoping to introduce a new dynamic, someone who can bring some more fun and interest and perspective to the program. So be on the lookout for that somewhere between episode 13 and 14. Until then, I'm your host, Mac Paladin, saying, I'm sorry.